Today we're going to talk about multiplication arrays. Objective: I can use an array to solve a multiplication problem. You have already learned how diagrams can help you solve multiplication story problems. Today you are going to learn how drawing a picture of an array can help you solve multiplication story problems. An array is a group of objects arranged in equal rows and equal columns. This is an example of an array. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 X's in a row, and there are 1, 2, 3 rows. So we can say this is a 6 by 3 array. If we wanted to find the total number of X's in this array, we would simply count by 6's 3 times. 6, 12, and 18. Here's some more examples of arrays. Let's look at the first one. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 dots in a row. So this is a 4 by, now we just count how many rows we have. 1, 2, and 3. This is a 4 by 3 array. If we take a look at this one, you'll see it's a little bit larger. We have 1, 2, 3 dots in a row. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. We can say this is a 3 by 5 array. If I were to get directions like this that said draw a 7 by 2 array, that would mean I could draw a row with 7 X's in it and do that 2 times, or I could draw rows of 2 and make 7 of those rows. I'll show you each one so you can see what that would look like. First, we'll start with 7 rows of 2. Here would be 1 row, 2 rows, 3 rows, 4 rows, 5 rows, 6 rows, and 7 rows. This would be a 7 by 2 array. The other way to draw it would be to put 7 X's in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I would make 2 rows of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. In both of these examples, we have 14 total X's. They are just drawn in different directions. Just like with addition, we have a turnaround rule. We have the same thing with multiplication. So again, this one would be a 2 by 7 array. I could also say it's a 7 by 2 array. In both cases, we get an answer of 14. Quiz question number 1. Please take out your math notebook, and I would like you to give this a try. Draw a 4 by 2 array using X's. After you get your array drawn, I want you to answer the question. And the question says, how many total X's are in the array? Please pause the video so you can solve the problem and then continue. Word problems. When we solve word problems, there's 5 things we want to think about. Step 1, what do you know from the word problem? Step 2, what do you want to find out? Step 3, what will you do to solve the word problem? You could use pictures, tally marks, draw diagrams. Step 4, you're going to answer the question and write a number model. And step 5, check, does your answer make sense? If so, how do you know it makes sense? And also remember to write the unit. Here's some story problem examples. There are 4 boxes of crayons with 8 crayons in a box. How many crayons are there in all? In our last lesson, we talked about drawing pictures to help us solve problems like this. Today, we're going to draw arrays to help us solve these problems. So if I have 4 boxes of crayons, I'm going to think of those as my 4 rows. And 8 crayons in a box, I'm going to draw X's to represent each of those crayons. So it's going to look something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are my 8 crayons. And this would represent 1 box of the 8 crayons. Notice my story problem says I have 4 boxes, so that means I want 4 rows of 8. So I'm going to go ahead and draw the other 3 rows. Now I have 2 rows of 8, 3 rows of 8, and 4 rows of 8. Okay, so I've thought about what I know. I've decided on what question I need to solve. I've drawn a picture. Step 4, I need to go ahead and solve the problem. This would be 4 rows of 8. I'm just going to write 8s off to the side to help me remember. I'm counting rows of 8, and I'm counting them 4 times. So when I write a number model, I'm going to do 8 times 4, and that gives me an answer of 32. Now I need to check, does this make sense? 32 is a reasonable answer when we're talking about 4 boxes of crayons. If I had gotten an answer of 500, okay, I'm only working with numbers like 4 and 8, so I would know that that's probably not a correct answer. 32 is reasonable. And then I want to go ahead and check if I have a unit. Notice I forgot to write the unit, so I'm going to reread the question. The question says, how many crayons are there in all? So my unit needs to be crayons. So the answer to my question is 32 crayons. Here's another example. Sally set up 5 rows of chairs for her party. There were 3 chairs per row. How many chairs did she have at her party? We're going to go ahead and draw an array to help us solve this problem. She has 5 rows of chairs, so I'm thinking about what I know, and there are 3 chairs per row. Per means in each one, 3 chairs in each row. The question I need to solve is, how many chairs did she have at her party? I'm looking to find a total. I'm going to go ahead and draw my array, 3 chairs per row. There's 1 chair, 2 chairs, and 3 chairs. And I have 5 rows of these. So this is 1 row, 2 rows, 3 rows, 4 rows, and 5 rows. Step 4 of my problem solving steps are to record a number model and an answer. So I did 3 chairs per row times 5 rows of chairs. And if I count by 5s 3 times, that would give me an answer of 5, 10, 15. I need to label it. So the question again was how many chairs? So I'm going to label this 15 chairs. Thinking about, does this answer make sense? 3 groups of 5 would be 15. So this answer does make sense. Time for you to answer one of these types of questions. This is quiz question number 2. Again, have your math notebook ready. Here's the problem. Alice had 2 cartons of eggs. There were 12 eggs in each carton. How many eggs did Alice have? First, draw an array. Second, answer the question and include a unit. Please pause the video to work on this question. Here's an example that includes a diagram, and we are also going to draw an array to solve it. Jackie mowed lawns. She mowed 6 lawns per day. How many lawns can she mow after 7 days? Lawns are grass. It's people's yards in front of their houses. Okay, so I have a nice little diagram that can help me solve the problem. Okay, I'm going to reread it. Jackie mowed lawns. She mowed 6 lawns per day. Lawns per day right here is 6. How many lawns can she mow after 7 days? So down where it says days, I want to write 7. And how many lawns can she mow? I'm looking for a total. So where it says lawns in all, I'm going to put a question mark. Now, to solve this problem, I'm going to draw an array. She can do 6 lawns per day. I'm going to represent each one with an X. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now she's doing this for 7 days. That means I need 7 rows of these X's. Here's my second row, third row, fourth row, fifth row, sixth row, and my seventh row. So to figure out the answer to the question, I just want to look at my total number of x's. There are seven rows with 6 x's in each row. I'm just going to write them off to the side. I'm going to write my number model. 7 times 6 will give me an answer of 42. I need to label the unit. This is 42 what? We're looking at 42 lawns. And that's the answer to my question. Here's one for you to try. This is quiz question number 3. Draw an array, draw a diagram, and fill it in, and solve the problem. Heather had 2 packs of party hats. There were 8 party hats in each pack. How many party hats did she have? In your math notebook, you might want to set it up like this. Leave space to do your array up here. Your diagram can go underneath it. I will even help you here. Heather had 2 packs of party hats. You're going to want to have one space for packs. And then you're going to want another space for party hats in each pack. So we'll say hats per pack. And then you want to find out the total. How many total did she have? So we'll put total here. So again, I would like you to please fill in the diagram, draw an array, and then record your answer down here with a number model. Once you finish that, that is the end of your homework for today. Please remember to go in and put your answers into the quiz. And I will see you back in class soon. Bye.